besties! Welcome back to the Weekly Download, where we break down the week's biggest stories before the group chat turns them into conspiracy theories. This week, Belize is talking healthcare shortages, cash flow struggles, and a new dental academy, because apparently the country said, let's fix the teeth before they start fighting back. Then we're getting into climate change because the planet is no longer knocking. It has walked right in. And later, New York restaurants are upset World Cup tourists aren't tipping enough, which means even buying a burger now comes with international drama. Let the download commence. So, Belize has a healthcare worker shortage. According to the Ministry of Health, we have 38 healthcare workers for every 10,000 people, when the World Health Organization says we should have at least 44.5. And here's the plot twist. The Cuban Medical Brigade is expected to leave eventually, meaning our health system is about to lose even more players off the bench. The government's 5-year plan is to train more professionals and, more importantly, convince them not to immediately book a one-way flight after graduation, because at this point retaining doctors has become the real national emergency. The latest labor numbers say some people are making more money, but mostly because they're working longer hours. Meanwhile, underemployed Belizeans, the ones trying to get enough work, saw their earnings drop from about $1,009 to a staggering $603. So the economist said, congrats, your paycheck is bigger, but forgot to mention the fine print. You might need extra hours, extra hustle, and maybe a second personality to survive. The real job market skill isn't just having a job. It's having enough hours, enough pay, and enough energy left over to actually live your life. Because at the end of the day, a paycheck should help you build a life, not just barely survive the week. Dr. Osbert Usher has launched the Magazine Dental Academy, the first of its kind in Belize, training a new generation of oral health workers. The academy is starting with 25 students because Belize needs more people helping fight cavities, gum disease, and the classic Belizean tradition of saying it doesn't hurt that bad until it absolutely does. Graduates will be heading into schools and communities to educate, screen patients, and provide early care. Basically, Belize is creating a dental Avengers team because prevention is cheaper than waiting for your tooth to start a full-blown protest. So, apparently, the planet skipped the warning phase and went straight into the here's your climate crisis season finale. Europe is facing one of its most intense heat waves on record, with France, Britain, Spain, and Italy experiencing dangerous temperatures linked to dozens of deaths. And the wild part, this isn't some future disaster movie. This is happening right now. The science behind it is a weather pattern called a omega block. Basically, the atmosphere hitting pause and trapping extreme heat over one area. Think of it like the Earth's air conditioning breaking down, except nobody can call the repair guy. But the bigger story isn't just the heat. It's how prepared we are when things get extreme. Heat waves test everything: healthcare systems, power grids, agriculture, and public safety. And climate change is forcing countries to ask a bigger question. Are we actually preparing, or are we just reacting every time nature sends us a reminder? Because climate change isn't about one hot day. It's about a world where extreme weather becomes normal. And Belize isn't sitting this one out. We may not be breaking European temperature records, but we are already dealing with stronger storms, flooding, and rising climate risks. The future won't belong to countries that hope climate change disappears. It will belong to the ones who prepare before the next warning sign arrives. World Cup fans have invaded New York, but apparently they brought their tipping culture from home too. Restaurants are complaining because some tourists aren't tipping because in many countries, workers actually get paid enough that their paycheck doesn't depend on a stranger doing math after dinner. Meanwhile, America said, what if we turned every meal into a financial escape room? Now, some restaurants are automatically adding 20% because apparently buying a $12 burger unlocks a surprise side quest. Calculate a tip, question your life choices, and wonder why fries need a service fee. Welcome to New York. Here's your burger and a practical quiz on capitalism. And that's your weekly download, where we learned Belize needs more healthcare workers, better cash flow, more dental care, and a serious climate plan. Plus, apparently, New York needs tourists to study tipping before ordering fries. But the real theme this week is preparation. Whether it's your health, our economy, or your environment, we can't keep waiting for the crisis to show up before we start acting serious. See you next week. Download complete.